Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Mississauga Board of Trade all-party debate being held at the University of Toronto, Mississauga. This event will run to approximately 6 p.m. and provide a lively and interactive debate among representatives of the political parties running in the city of Mississauga. My name is Brad Budd and I am the Vice President of Government and Stakeholder Relations at the Mississauga Board of Trade. Today's debate will be moderated by the President and CEO of the Mississauga Board of Trade, David Wojcik. Each party representative will have a 3-minute opening statement, which has been drawn by lot, and a 3-minute closing statement in reverse order. Questions will then be asked by the moderator to a candidate, and then an open debate session on that topic will last for 5 minutes. The questions will rotate through each candidate. Questions from the audience may be submitted through slido.com, and the code for that is 24720, either here in the audience at UTM or for those who are watching on the live stream. A number of the questions to the candidates will be from the Canadian Chamber of Commerce federal election platform, Vote Prosperity. You can learn more about these issues of concern to the business community at platformforprosperity.com. So our debate participants today are as follows: Stella Ambler, candidate in Mississauga Lakeshore for the Conservative Party; Omar Alghabra, Member of Parliament, candidate in Mississauga Centre for the Liberal Party; Chris Hill, candidate in Mississauga Streetsville for the Green Party; and Hazar Elsbah, the candidate in Mississauga Erin Mills for the People's Party. Unfortunately, we were not able to get a representative from the New Democratic Party. I will be acting as your official timekeeper, sitting over here in the middle for the candidates to see, and I'll be giving some signs such as 30 seconds or end of discussion or debate, and I trust that our good candidate friends will follow the timing rules. So now it's my pleasure to turn it over to the moderator of the debate, David Wojcik.
Great, thanks, Brad. Well, good afternoon and welcome to those here at UTM and in our live streaming audience. I want to extend thank you to our candidates for taking the time out of their busy election schedule. I know that their days are full of door knocking and meeting people, so it's very kind of them to join us and partake of this debate. I'm slightly behind the candidates, so candidates, please don't feel like you need to turn and address me. Not that you would anyways, but please feel free to look right into the cameras and give your answers there. I'll direct a question to one of the candidates, and the candidate will have up to 3 minutes to answer, and then we'll open it up to other candidates to debate for 5 minutes. Please just give me a nod if you wish to participate in the debate, and I will make sure that everybody has an opportunity to respond. So in order of selection, we did do a draw prior to everybody starting, and so the candidates are in the order of the number that they drew out of a hat. So there's no favoritism here. It was purely by chance that the candidate, Alghabra, is up first, and I know he has been anticipating with spine-tingling and toe-tapping excitement of my first question. So we have 3 minutes for opening statements. So please, candidate Alghabra.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Brad, and I want to thank the Mississauga Board of Trade, UTM, and all who are participating in this discussion. It's always a great opportunity to have the time to discuss different ideas, different political agendas, and to hear directly from people, and I'm looking forward to this debate. Let me first start by acknowledging that we are on the traditional territory of Mississaugas of the Credit, First Nations, and I am delighted to be here along with my colleagues. Let me try to set the stage for you. 4 years ago, at the beginning of the last election, we had just gotten over a second recession under Stephen Harper's term. And we had years of anemic economic growth, we had high unemployment, and we had largest deficit accumulation under one prime minister in Canada's history. We campaigned on jump-starting the economy. We campaigned on investing in the middle class. We campaigned on providing relief to families, seniors, and students, because we knew that this is how you jumpstart the economy. This is how you create economic prosperity, inclusive economic prosperity. And I am delighted to see the results. So one of the first things we did when we took office was cut taxes for the middle class by 7%, from 22% to 20.5%. We've introduced the Canada Child Benefit that offered significant child support for families, middle-class families. So an average family is $2,000 better off, and let me be more specific, a household that makes around $90,000 a year with 2 children under 16 years old make an average of $500 a month tax-free. We've also invested in infrastructure. We've introduced the largest infrastructure plan in Canada's history. And I notice I'm running out of time. So what I want to say is that today, economic activities is the lowest unemployment in Canada's history since we've kept record. We have the lowest poverty record since we've kept record. We have 3 large, one of the biggest free trade agreements in the world. We have an inclusive, diverse policies that welcomes everybody, that respects everybody, and Mississauga has done well under our government. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Omar. Now to candidate Alsaba.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for the Mississauga Board of Trade, Brad and David, for inviting me here to debate and have a discussion with my fellow colleagues from the other parties. This is truly an honor for me. And so I wanted to just start off by introducing myself. My name is Hazar Alsaba, and I'm the representative for the candidate of the for the People's Party of Canada in Mississauga, Erin Mills. I have a graduate degree in linguistics, which has allowed me to excel in a number of job industries in the last decade that I've worked in. In addition to English, I speak French, Spanish, and Arabic. And I want to talk a little bit about my personal life. I immigrated here in 1991 with my parents. My father was in fact a refugee from the 1982 Civil War, and his life was in danger. And we crossed the border at Champlain-Saint-Bernard-de-la-Colle, port of entry, which is also locally known as the Blackpool border crossings. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because immigration is it's a passion of mine. It's in fact a passion for my family. This country, its people, its generosity, we are forever indebted to all of you. And I understand that immigration can be a hot-button topic for some of us here in Canada because of the polarizing views. However, in my family personally, we love to talk about immigration. We love immigration. In fact, I worked for the Canada Border Services Agency because of my love for immigration. My family runs a small business in immigration consultancy, and so this is really a highlight in our family dynamic. And so what I want to talk about is, for the last minute here, is how, first and foremost, we are an immigration nation, and we need immigrants here. But we also need to talk about, and we need to tackle, how we can strengthen and modernize our Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. That act is outdated and appeals to a different time, and we need to modernize it to meet the demands of the 21st century. We need to also modernize it and update it so that it meets the demands of this new era of automation. And so every party representative here has a plan for the economy, has a plan for jobs, cost of living, housing, and immigration. And it's up to you as the voter to decide what plan best represents you, your beliefs, and your views. Thank you.
Thank you, Azar. On to candidate Hill.
Oh, thank you. My name is Chris Hill. I'm the Green Party candidate in Mississauga Streetsville. And thank you, Omar, for the ancestral lands acknowledgement. I'm glad to see this becoming a common thing in meetings. Thank you to the Mississauga Board of Trade for this opportunity to meet with you today. Since 1961, you've been the voice of business in our community and have made Mississauga a better place to live and work in. The Green Party is best known for its commitment to a better environment. In this election, we have made fighting climate change our top priority. We stand with Greta Thunberg from Sweden. Last month, she came to North America to talk about climate change and told us we are not doing enough. She is right. We have to do more, and the Green Party has the most effective plan to do that. But Greens are as diverse in our approach to governing as Canada itself, and our party is advocating for many of the same things proposed by the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in its platform. We agree that the federal tax system needs reform. The growing gap between rich and poor indicates something is wrong. We support establishing an arm's-length federal tax commission to analyze the tax system for fairness and accessibility based on the principle of progressive taxation. Our party leader is at this very moment in Kamloops, BC, making an announcement on this subject. The Chamber has many recommendations on trade. Greens in government will work to align national trade policy with national and international climate change plans. We will protect supply management in Canada. We will not increase taxation on small businesses. We will apply corporate tax on transnational e-commerce companies doing business in Canada, giants like Netflix, Facebook, Amazon, Google, and Uber, to register, collect, and remit taxes where the product or service is consumed. The Chamber says Canada must embrace a policy of strategic regulatory nimbleness for the digital age. The Green Party agrees with this. It's not easy or quick. Our regulations will spell out ethics and safety-centered legal criteria, as well as detailing the significant issues relating to law, liability, research and innovation, environmental impacts, intellectual property rights, the flow of data, privacy, safety and security, and public education. You are also rightly concerned about skills in the changing world of work. Greens believe that responsible leadership looks to where the puck is headed, not where it is now. The climate crisis will create a rapid transition away from fossil fuel-dependent sectors towards a renewable energy economy. In 2017, 268,000 people were already employed in the clean energy sector in Canada, excluding nuclear-related jobs. In comparison, just 62,000 people worked in the oil and gas sector. The Green Party is committed to a just transition of workers from the oil and gas sector into new ones. An important component of our platform is to eliminate post-secondary tuition to help workers train for new employment.
Please wrap it up, candidate.
Okay. The Chamber has a clear position on pharmacare that is aligned with the Green Party platform, and I look forward to discussing these topics and others with you this afternoon.
Thank you, Chris. Candidate Ambler.
Thank you, David, and thank you to the Mississauga Board of Trade for organizing this debate. I want to tell you a quick story. First of all, thank you for giving us 3 minutes to open and close. We, in Mississauga Lakeshore, have had 2 local debates, and one of them, well, they were both actually 1-minute opening remarks, and one of them was actually 30-second closing remarks. Very hard to say anything. I think I've already taken 30 seconds. So I'll get on to my story. Before I came here this afternoon, I had lunch at my kitchen counter, leftover turkey and cranberry sauce and gravy from yesterday, probably the same lunch as many of you have had today. And I wrote what I thought were brilliant opening and closing remarks, printed them off and left them on my printer at home. So you're going to get the real me here. This is, I thought I'd tell you instead, oh, and by the way, my laptop is in my car, and my daughter went to go and get it, and the battery is dead. So if any of you have a charger for a Surface Pro 4, then you'll get the actual closing remarks that I wrote, which are brilliant. Like, let me tell you, they're great. So if you have, she's sitting over there, if you have a charger for a Surface Pro 4, you'll, in 1.5 hours or so, I'll be able to give you those closing remarks. In the meantime, what I'd like to do is tell you a bit about the priorities of the Conservative Party and of Andrew Scheer in this election. They're the priorities that I am hearing when I go door to door and as I campaign through Mississauga Lakeshore. We are now 6 days away from Election Day. I've talked to a lot of voters, starting really full-time in July, continuing in August, and then, of course, the election was called in September, and we've been at it for about 34 days. What I'm hearing is that Canadians care about affordability, they care about the economy, they care and they want balanced budgets. They also want ethical leadership, and they want a real plan for the environment. They want all those things. They also want an immigration plan that works for Canada. So I'm here to tell you today that the Conservative Party and Andrew Scheer has all of that. And I look forward to the questions this afternoon. I imagine most of them will be focused, or many of them anyway, will be focused on the economy, business, and taxation. But I look forward to any of the questions that you have. I'm just delighted to be here. When I first heard about this debate, I jumped up and offered to participate because I have a lot of time for the Mississauga Board of Trade and the work that you do promoting businesses in Mississauga. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to a lively exchange of ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. Recognizing the oratory prowess of politicians, I'm shocked that anyone would even think that you could get your opening remarks down to 3 minutes. So,
Was that 3 minutes?
but thank you all for your opening remarks.